Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isatu. Welcome to Isatu's journey to self-discovery. As you can see today, I have with me a very special guest called Tracy Mounet. She's a lovely woman of God, an older sister that I'm just very happy to have here today. So today I have with me Tracy, who is going to be speaking on the topic of friendships. And so the whole point of this series, of course, is to encourage every single one of us in our journeys with Christ, where we find ourselves right now. You guys already know how important these topics mean to me, and that's the only reason why I'm doing this today. So without further ado, Tracy, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself so that the people can know more about you?
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Isatu, for having me. My name is Tracy. I am Congolese. Shout out to all my Congolese people. I'm Congolese. I was born in Belgium. I grew up in France. I studied in the US, and now I'm living in the UK in London. And so I speak English, French and Spanish.
Yeah.
I am obviously a child of God. I serve God since 2018 as the founder of Heart of Christ, which is an international young adult ministry. I empower and encourage women, especially mothers, with our annual conference called MWM Conference. I am qualified with a master's degree in finance, and so I work in finance as well at Bloomberg, for those who know finance. And I am married, happily married, and a mom of 3, including a set of twins.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm even glad that you're married. So when we're talking about friendships, I think we're going to start with friendships today. What is a friend to you?
To me, a friend, it depends on the language that you speak. In French, when you say ami, âme means soul.
Okay.
And so you only have one soul. And ami is like the friend. To me, ami in French, it's like a soulmate.
Okay.
So there's a lot of levels. The highest level of friendship, which is in marriage. In marriage, you have a friendship, and it's your soulmate. It's the one that you and him together you form one. That's a kind of friend. A friend to me is somebody who supports me all the way. It's somebody who encourages me to get closer to God. It's somebody who can see my full potential without being jealous. It's somebody that has been sent by God to be with me along the journey of life and get me to my destiny.
Yeah, so that's what friendship means.
Yeah.
But then, would you say that your definition of friendship changed over the years? Because obviously now you're much older, but like let's say if you were my age, so if you were like 21, remember back when you were 21, what was friendship to you then? Or did you have the same standards, or what changed?
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny because between your age and my age, that's where I would say between your age and my age, that's when the definition of friendship gets real.
Okay.
Why? Because at 21, my friend, he's the girl who looks cool, the girl who looks nice, the girl I can hang out with and have the same kind of desires and same kind of, we have the same hobbies. So let's say if you love Netflix, you're gonna watch Netflix with her. If you love music, you're gonna love music with her. That's what the kind of friend is. A friend to me is somebody I love to hang out with. That's when you graduate. That's when you find a job. That's when you have challenges in your life, and that's when you get to realize that a friend is more than somebody with someone with who you just share activities and you just share hobbies. A friend is someone you want to rely on. A friend is someone who you would like to hear them like advising you. A friend is somebody you want to go forward with. You see, and as you're getting married, you see that a friend is somebody who can be a good example for your children. Be someone you want around with your husband. And you see the definition of friendship gets better as you
go older. So did you ever struggle with did you ever have like friendships that you struggled with? Because I know that in my experience, I feel like there's certain friendships that I've had to part ways. Part ways with people just because I realized that maybe where I'm trying to be, or the person I'm trying to develop to be, that maybe they may not really be helpful for me in that journey. So so how, if you did have that kind of thing, especially when you were like in your early 20s, how did you deal with that?
You see, that I was that kind of woman, like I know where I want to be. And so I had friends who were not maybe as ambitious as I was. I had friends who had other values that I had. So back in my 20s, I had so many values. You see, because to me, success is not only just what you do, but it's also people who are surrounding you. I had my friend back in the days asking me if I was a lesbian. Why? Because I wasn't interested in men back in that day.
Wow.
And so they were like, no, you must be attracted to women, like tell us. And I was like, no, I have priorities. And so I started to filter my friends based on my priority. If I wanna be somewhere in 5 years' time, I can't be hanging out with people who are in club on Saturday when we have a test on Monday. And so that's how I was choosing my friends. And some of the friends couldn't be in my life anymore. And I think it's very important to have that in mind, keep that in mind. Look at your values, look at your goals for your life, and look at your friends. Do they bring you closer to your goal? Or are they dragging you away, taking you away from it? You see, and sometimes we're too emotional. We are too emotional. Oh, I've been knowing that girl since I was 10, since I was 5, and now I don't want to let her get out of my life. But listen, at the end of the day, you will end up with no friend and no life.
Wow.
Because back that time, when your friend will make decision for herself, she will go while you sacrifice your time. And this is something that I see so many times.
Wow. Even as you're speaking, you're preaching to me. Wow.
Yeah. You gotta make decisions for yourself.
Wow. I think definitely something that I've learned from what you said, priorities. I come from a Muslim household, so I've never been a Christian, right? So I've only just recently started to really get to know God a bit more in the past maybe 3 years or 4 years or so. And so I realized that I was really scared to let go of the friends that I had, the friends that had known me before, because I really struggled with like knowing myself in general, being in Christ. I really struggled with like finding the support system or that circle and stuff like that. So the most comfortable place for me was to be friends with the people that I knew before. But then I had to realize that clearly, like I've had to realize that just analyzing my life and just seeing where on the things God has done, I've just said to myself, there's actually more inside of you than you just saying that you're just a Christian. So as a result of that, I've had to make some hard choices to say that actually I have to not be in this friendship anymore. And I think as young people we struggle a lot with that. So like, what advice would you give to somebody, like a young person who, you know, is feeling like, okay, yes, I've heard what you say, that I want to get my priorities right and stuff like that, but they're scared of being alone, or they're scared of losing out on certain things, or they feel like there might be something wrong with them. You know, what advice would you give?
Yeah, my advice would be, it all comes down to knowing yourself and loving yourself. When you don't love yourself, you don't know what is good for you. And so you start to compromise. You start to compromise on yourself. When you stay in a friendship that you were not supposed to be staying in, you're not making a favor to yourself. You see what I mean? Like, so you're compromising on yourself. And so it's very important to understand that everything that you do, every decision that you make, it's supposed to be helping you. It's supposed to, you're thinking, even for those that are non-Christian, the environment that you are in is supposed to be a good environment for yourself. So if you know it's not a good environment for yourself, don't think that there's something wrong with you. See what I mean? Like, and it's funny that you're asking that, because I think it's a problem that everybody has. I don't have, and I think back in the days when I was 20, if I didn't receive a call, or if I was not invited at a birthday party, I would ask myself, am I different? You need to get to know yourself.
Or what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with me? Because everybody was at that party. You need to get to know yourself. You need to get to tell yourself, I'm different.
So okay, so I've heard what you say, tell yourself you're different. I know, but it's not easy. Like, for example, you might be at university, and you know, because you're choosing to not go out to this party, everybody's going out, or you're choosing to study, and it's like you can't help but think, like, I know I've had my moments of being upset and thinking, what's wrong with me? And I have friends as well who are really upset that sometimes it's like people are doing stuff and, you know, they think this about me, they think I'm a nerd and all these things. It's not easy. But I guess another topic I want to bring up is that, so how do you deal with betrayal in friendships, or have you ever dealt with a betrayal in friendship, or where, like, for example, a friend might disappoint you? Because I think one thing that I've learned is that even when I feel like for me, I never used to. You feel like okay, you're in a good friendship, and then that person betrays you, or that person breaks your trust, or that person disappoints you. You know, because I know that is something that is very important. And one thing I want to touch on is that because of the fact that we're Christians, I think that it's even more. It's less. It should be less painful, but it's even more like harder for it to be. You know, because it's like. You realize that, oh wow, like, because you can, I feel like for me, I've realized that you can even be heartbroken in friendships. So how would you, sorry, this is a lot, it's a bit long, yeah.
That happened to me. So before I talk about betrayal, I would like to say, when you are struggling at uni, when you're struggling on your own and feeling like you're not being part of the group, you're not part of the mass, you're not in, I would say, always remind yourself that you need to be an influence.
Yeah.
You always need to influence. Bring your color, bring your things. And when I was at uni, that I didn't like clubs, I didn't like that at all. I wasn't somebody who was smoking. Some people love to smoke, love to drink, but because the word of God says not to, then they're struggling with it. And what I want to tell those people is, try to be a source of influence. So it, like you're doing now, Transformation Talk, you are influencing the people, so there must be something about you that you can bring to those people, and so you become a source of influence. Think about it, become a source of influence. There must be a talent hidden somewhere. You might be singing, you might be willing to now start concerts on campus, start Bible studies on campus, start watching movie nights instead of going to, there's always things that we can change, you see, so becoming an influence and become a source of influence. And in terms of betrayal, I lost my best friend out of a betrayal. It was very hard because he was a boy, and so we grew up. Since I was, I don't know, 2. I've known him. But by the time that I was in a relationship and that he was in a relationship, my now husband, but back in the days it was my boyfriend, he was okay with me having a friend that was a boy. But his wife was not okay.
Oh wow.
Him having a friend that was a girl. And he was fighting for me up until he decided to just, you know, get me out of the picture. And so that was, to me, that it came as a betrayal. Why? Because I never had any ideas to be with him as in a relationship, as like a love relationship. It has never been about that. And so it really hurt my heart, like my feelings and everything. That was very, very painful. And so betrayal can come like this. Betrayal can come in so many ways. But every time that I got betrayed, because it wasn't the first time, but it wasn't the only time in my life, but every time that I got betrayed, I always brought that to God and said, God, there must be a reason why he's no longer in my life. And it's a prayer that I do all the time. God, clean my environment. God, bring the people that I need for my life. Because you need to think about this. Like, before you were born, God had plans for you. He put you in the womb of your mother, but he had plans. He designed you for a purpose. And so the friends that are next to you, they need to get you to that purpose. And you can easily get lost because you have the wrong friend.